Audio was off, but finally recording is in progress. We are we are back. I just spent the last 3 minutes talking to myself and fussing with these computer stuff and questioning if we are still in a Mercury retrograde phase or not. But it is not working. My camera sees me, the camera is found. You see me, that's the most important. I do not see you, but you see me. So we are on. We are on today. Today, I have a little bit of a wobbly head situation going on, but I'm still here. I'm still showing up. Instead of a normal coffee today, I am joining you with a really lovely decaf coffee. It's pretending to be a strong coffee, but it's caffeine free. So let's take a sip. Let me know what your preferred drink is as well. I love coffee. I have Dominican roots. We tend to drink a bit too much coffee, but put my phone on silent because we are recording. Welcome, heart-based entrepreneurs, to our weekly Thursday PS Business Chat. The girls are here with us. They're here in the background. We have one who's a bit nervous because of the summer flies, so she might be walking around. The other one is here on the chair next to me. I don't know if you see her there. She may try to catch a few of the flies if they try to bother us. That's just so you know, that's a little bit of a commotion possibility in the background. Today, I want to chat about Reiki practitioners, the ones who have decided, you know what, yes, I would like to start working with Reiki. I would like to start seeing clients. So I know a lot of Reiki practitioners still study their level one, maybe also level two, most likely up to level two, because with level two, as we know, you're able to then conduct or give distance sessions. So you may be a Reiki practitioner, you may not yet be a teacher. That's okay. A lot of people who have Reiki businesses are not teaching and have done level one and level two. So I'm going to speak to those who are practitioners today. Integrating some of my own stories as well, as I am a Reiki teacher. I've been doing this for the last 10 plus years. Um, and there are a few things that I've learned along the way. When I first started, I actually decided that I just wanted to learn Reiki for myself, for my own self-healing journey, to work through really old and deep generational patterns that I did not want my children, the next generation, to have to kind of carry further. I didn't want them to have to carry that backpack. So therefore, I began my Reiki journey, a medium medium, psychic, intuitive. Um, she told me that I was really, really good with energy. So I began. Things all lined up very, very quickly, as it would be, as the universe sometimes what is often work is always working with us, right? But it seems like it's really, really working with us. We're able to feel it better when things are just going in a really wonderful, positive way and just lining up one after the other like magic, like boom, 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 boom. And that's what was happening to me in my life when I decided, yes, okay, this rings true to me. I am, I do pick up on energy. I am very empathic, as many of us here in this space are. Um, I want to understand myself more so that I can kind of carry that on to the future generations, for example. So, Reiki found a teacher who was just nearby, not in the same town. She was about an hour and a half away drive. I called her up, got in contact with her, and being as I am in Switzerland, my concern was I wanted to have someone who spoke English as well. I'm able to understand and communicate in Swiss German, but for my level of comfort, I wanted to know, okay, this person, if there are any questions on my part, I'll be able to clearly communicate with her and she can communicate with me, and I'll understand her. Found her, started Reiki 1, worked on myself, worked on my children. I also shared with close friends who I knew are more inclined to the like spiritual and energetic worlds, that I was now doing Reiki. And they asked for sessions. I actually didn't want to necessarily give sessions to other people, but it kind of all just started falling into my lap. So I started also giving sessions to my close friends group, and they were asking already, what shall I pay you? And I was like, that's a good question. So I did my first few Reiki sessions at a pretty nice price, which through the grandfather system, I to this day keep that price for close friends and friends of friends, for example. Um, Not family. Family obviously gets it for free. And then, wow, it was about a year later, I decided, I'm not sure if I decided. I felt the push, the tugging to start with other people, to start seeing clients, to open myself up to doing sessions with even people I do not know. So I contacted my Reiki teacher once again, and I told her I'm ready now for distance sessions to learn my Reiki level 2, which includes learning how to administer distance sessions. And a whole new world opened up for me. I realized, wow, I not only can now do distance sessions, no matter where anyone is in the world, but I can also do sessions for the past. I can send this beautiful energy to the past. In that case, as I learned on that day with my teacher, one of the practices that we did was sending Reiki session, of course, first asking for consent from my grandmother, who it was a bit of a heavy story with her. Also, the things she carried with her, So um, we, I asked for consent, and I administered that session. That what's the word? Intention of love and healing towards my grandmother. And that's where I was realizing this I can do for the past through time and space. And like I said before, my world opened up more and more. The possibilities of what I could do, of what I was capable of the service that I could offer. It, wow, yes. So then I started thinking, but dang it, how do I find the people that I could work with, the who actually would benefit the most from what it is that I offer? How do I find them? And there began my online journey of attempting to, for many years, to speak to the people who would most benefit from what it is that I can provide. That has been a journey. I am still ever learning to this day. That's all right. We're going to cover some of the struggles, for example, as a new Reiki practitioner or fresh or re practicing Reiki practitioner, because I do know also that some Reiki practitioners, they've learned Reiki years ago, but they took a break. They hadn't been actively using it or working with it. Um, and some, when it comes to them, okay, no, now I'm ready to do that. Like everything else in my life has settled down, family, life, work, if you have a 9 to 5, etc. There's sometimes the question of, am I good enough to offer this as a service to others? I have my certificate in hand, but am I really good enough? The answer to this question is most likely you are. Your intention is coming from here, and you've learned all of those basic steps and stuff. Most likely you are good enough. And it's just the confidence that is calling to be worked on. And how do we gain that confidence or grow into feeling that confidence? I believe is through practicing. Practicing, and if you're open to it and your client or receiver is open to it as well, ask them, hey, what is your feedback? Did you feel something? Did you see something during your session, during our session together? Um, and that feedback can then be your testimonials, can be used as testimonial, which you would ask them, could ask them before, should ask them beforehand. If you provide feedback, if you're open to providing feedback, may I use this as a testimonial? And a testimonial can serve as proof for the ones who are looking that, yes, this, when I work with this person, when I would work with this person, I might feel like this. I might feel this relief, this quietness, this stillness, this feeling of stability inside, like this person who wrote this testimonial, who left this testimonial. So, in the online space, then I had decided, all right, we are going to make a website. So, I've had a website since almost the very beginning. Um, Unfortunately, my website did not bring a lot of clients to me. I then had an Instagram um, account. It was more my personal account, but then I started also sharing what it was that I was doing. So it became a little bit of a mixture of a little bit of everything. And with that, people were also seeing obviously what it is that I'm doing. But the most helpful thing has been to this date, word of mouth. Word of mouth and knowing, feeling inside, yes, I'm good. I am good. I am good at what I'm doing. And these sessions are actually very, very beautiful. So, with that, I would let people know. At the time, I think I was working at a bar, bistro bar, and I would get into conversations, obviously, with my regulars and explain to them what I do. And some of them were people who had no idea what it was that I was doing, had no concept of it. They had no other experience with this kind of world. But I explained to them, which is also important, the way that you describe what it is that you are doing. Um, we may tend to use certain words that are can be interpreted as jargon, meaning if we use certain words, we are a Reiki practitioner, we use certain words that are actually are only known and understood in the Reiki world, where someone already has an idea of Reiki energy work. So I totally simplified how I explained or described what it was that I was doing. And with that simplification of my communicating what I do, I was able to attract people who normally would never step into this world, or rather, it would be their first time stepping into this world. And I tell you, it was wonderful to see how relaxed they were afterwards. It was wonderful to see, to hear the change in their breathing. Okay, so word of mouth, sharing, communicating, connecting with others. I have had a few students and clients come to me or find me on from the online world. That's wonderful. It's been mostly through Instagram and Facebook, and it's been a struggle, right? So I would suggest if you are a new Reiki practitioner, share what it is that you're doing with as many people as possible, face to face. They have a chance to also feel your presence, for example, while you are explaining what you do, letting them know, look, for example, this is what you might feel during a session with me or after a session with me. I hope I'm keeping on track today. But this is what I wanted to talk about. I will check my notes. I will take a sip first. Hmm. So many notes, but I will speak for just 30 minutes. Ah, yes. Obviously, a very, very big topic is, which is often the case with a lot of heart entrepreneurs, heart-based entrepreneurs, is the topic of being nervous charging money, feeling nervous to charge money. How much money are we going to charge? Or charging way too little bit of money that actually ends up doing you a disservice. Um, Believing that because this is quasi a gift, that it should be given away for free. Not only have I encountered Reiki practitioners, for example, who believe this, that it should be given for free. One should not receive money in return for this work, this service. But I also have encountered people who believe if someone has this gift, God-given gift, for example, if you use that term, that this should be given away for free. And we have heard plenty of times, doctors have studied, psychologists have studied. We are not doctors, we are not psychologists, etc. Professionals have done their study. It's no question in most people's minds that if you have an appointment with one of these professionals or even a painter who has studied also years, at least here in Switzerland, they study for many years, um, that they will get paid, that we will pay them, no question. Yet, where does the question come from that we should also get paid, or that we should also get paid enough, like a nice amount, not that we are struggling? As a Reiki practitioner or energy worker, you, we have also done our studying. Not only have we studied theory, not only have we spent time to understand, gather an understanding of what it is that we are doing or want to do, we have also paid money to learn this, funded ourselves to learn this, the time. Why should we not get paid? So we should get paid. We are allowed to get paid and we are allowed to be paid well. We are allowed to be paid beautifully. Then the next thing is we've even most likely, I definitely have made investments into our practice. I have purchased to this date two massage tables. I have purchased sheets and pillows. I have purchased blankets for my clients. Because I now have a room that I can, in English, my practice room, it's probably not like studio, there we go. I've been here for so long that I have forgotten some words in English. Studio. So I have purchased, invested in decoration to make the space welcoming, to invoke invoke the sense of a sanctuary because that's very important for me how the person feels in this space. So all of those things I have invested in for my practice, for my studio. I also rent out the space every month. Why should I not be paid? I'm so sorry. It is taking me, stay there, screen. Why would I not want to be paid? Why should it cost me, in effect, money to continue with my practice, that which my heart really wants to do? I should get paid. You should get paid. It's a few things to think about, especially if you're a Reiki practitioner. If there's anything, which I'm sure there is, because we're hitting almost 30 minutes right now. If there's anything that I have missed or that you would like to hear more of regarding your Reiki business, there may have been things that I forgot to say in these 30 minutes, to talk about in these 30 minutes. Please leave your questions or your input down below. I would love to hear if you are a Reiki practitioner. What was the hardest, more challenging, most challenging thing for you to get over as you have started your journey to be a Reiki practitioner? Um, One thing I can imagine, because it happened to me, still to this day as well, is the marketing ourselves. I'm still learning. But the wonderful thing about this community is for us to learn together. I love putting challenges together. It ends up being a challenge for myself, like it pushes me a little bit. I don't like a lot of push. That's why I'm into this soft girl business era thing. I do not like a lot of push, so any challenges that I put together, they will always be gentle and they are meant to be inspirational. Like your cheerleader is behind you, like, hey, come on, you can do it. Okay. It's kind of similar to the Yap challenge that has just recently blown up all over social media. Um, I love doing stuff like that. It will most likely not be as psh as hers. I think her first name is Jessie. Her Instagram thing is Jessie something home, something like that. Anyway, she did a very, very good job with the challenge. Um, People are still talking about it. It's still happening right now. And it has helped entrepreneurs in the online space feel more confident with speaking in front of the camera. So, like what I'm doing today, this is also a bit of a practice for myself to continuously, regularly stay committed to putting myself out there every week. At this point, it's out there every week, 2 times a week for 30 minutes. And In the past, I have done a challenge before for TikTok because I was very active on TikTok. So I set the challenge for, I don't, I think it was 30 days. So for 30 days, I challenged myself and others to, do their little TikTok clip. Doesn't matter what. And it was the days where dancing was the thing. So I'm over the dancing stuff right now, unless I start breaking out in some salsa moves, intuitive salsa moves. Um, one of the last, that was the first challenge I did. One of the last, most recent challenges I did was a 7-day challenge that was on Instagram um, to it was actually called the Random Video Challenge, which was to inspire heart-based entrepreneurs to get in front of the camera, show their face, but because it was random, that meant it could be that they were like um, re recording a coffee moment or something like that. And then at the end of the video clip, they would turn the camera for a short while, a little bit, a few seconds, to their face. So their face was a teeny tiny bit in the video. And I may do that challenge again. That was fun. Now, if you're a Reiki practitioner, how can you benefit from such a challenge? For example, you could do videos, short videos, or recordings of you in your practice. If you have a studio, show your space, highlight your hands, do a recording of giving yourself a session. If you have kids, you can also record, set the camera up somewhere in the room, record yourself giving one of your children a session, and you can blur their face so they're not online. Um, if you've already gone and studied Reiki 2, Reiki level 2, for example, and you've learned about using surrogates, you can record yourself giving a session to a surrogate. For example, there are so many ideas that we can integrate. Let me know below if you would be interested in doing something like that. If you have any ideas about it, let me know. Let us know. Say hello down below, and I will see you all next time.